An ice station zebra. This guy who plays a Russian colonel, he only comes on into the film. He's on screen like maybe 5 minutes. But he was the one I remembered the whole movie. He was the one I wanted to play. He was the one I wanted to be. You see what I'm saying? It's like, you know, and Hamlet's ghost in Hamlet. You know, okay, these are small parts. But boy, are they the ones you remember. You know? And sometimes it's the small part. You see what I'm saying? That's the best part, I think, of the film. It's not necessarily the main character.
Right, right. You know, John Malkovich, just a great supporting actor, and we all know that he made his mark as a supporting actor. So all you leads out there, it's okay to be a supporting one. You can get much notoriety,
and you can step down from being the big star for a part, you know, that's really good. You know.
Yeah. There are many examples.
You know, Malkovich did that. That was the height of his career when he did that 2-minute bit.
There's been many lead actors that you know, take small parts and are remembered for it. Let's switch to Cappy, or to Cappy, sorry.
Yeah.
One of your favorite films is that one. We're kind of switching it up, just going for just a favorite film that maybe a lot of you don't know how to pronounce.
Yeah, but if you haven't seen Cappy, if you haven't seen Cappy, and I'm guessing a lot of you haven't, I would say go out and see it. It's a great movie. And by the way, Mission Impossible films were based on Cappy. It was one of the early caper movies, and it was one of the, I'd say it was the role model for all other caper movies that came out later. You know, it was the film they watched before they made their caper movie. And, you know, but if you see Mission Impossible, you'll see the Mission Impossible format coming out of Cappy, where they have to do, in Cappy, it's about a bunch of jewelry thieves who are going to rob this dagger from this museum, and they're going to replace it with a replica in hopes that no one notices it for years. But the thing is in the story, things keep going wrong, and you see the characters, you know, particularly the leader, having to keep improvising and coming up with something new and different and better each time. You know, they come to a new solution, and you know, to me, it was like, man. You know, it just keeps, you know, as you're watching it, man, it's like it just keeps getting better and better and better, better and better. Maximilian Schell, who plays the gang leader, or I suppose they're not really gangsters; they're more thieves. The thief leader, he keeps running into all these different problems, and each time he does, it's like he's one of these guys who just works better under pressure. You know, it's like you give him pressure, he doesn't fall apart, he gets better. You know, and you watch that, and I remember watching that, going, man, you know, once I started watching it, I just couldn't put it down. You know, great show.
Now let's switch over to horror films. I know you're not a big horror film fan. Yeah. You don't really like too many. Yeah. Least favorite genre out of all of them, me included, horror film fan. However, you consider Texas Chainsaw Massacre to be a classic.
Yeah.
A classic.
And also Alien, yeah. Yeah, but...
well, I think that's a difference of opinion, because I would consider Alien science fiction with gore, but I wouldn't consider horror. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, definitely in the horror.
Alien won AFI's award of best horror film of all time, so...
I don't know. I guess it's a matter of opinion right here. Yeah, but Alien, is it horror? Is it science fiction?
Well, it's both.
Go ahead and email PATV, contact at PATV18.net. No, is that the right email address, Josh? Yeah, God, it's Gmail. I am so sorry. Contact at Gmail. PATV.tv.
Yeah, but Texas.
Thank you, Josh, for correcting that fumble here.
Yeah, but Texas Chainsaw Massacre, to me, that was a really great horror movie. And even though it was intended as a drive-in exploitation film, I think, you know, it was probably one of the best horror movies ever made. And you know, it's interesting because it was one of those cases where having too small of a budget actually helped out the film, because the people working on the movie, they were working in the summer of Texas. It was hot as hell, and they didn't really have money to really take care of these people properly, keep them in air conditioners and keep them comfortable. So they're out in the heat, they're suffering, they're working 18-hour days, and they're ready to kill each other. They're at their wits' end as they're making this movie, and there's an incredible amount of hostility on the set between everyone making this film. And you see that hostility, that meanness, that anger, that at wits' end coming out in the actors in their performances in the film. Now, they're trying to portray hell on earth. Well, people in hell are probably pretty unhappy. They're probably pretty miserable, and they're probably about ready to snap or the process of snapping. And this was what the movie was about. It was about hell on earth. And I can't think of a movie that captured hell on earth better than Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I mean, to me, that for you're capturing just the viciousness, the brutality, the ugliness of how ugly and vicious people can get. I mean, that movie did it as well film I can think of, period. I mean, Alien was a different case because Alien was trying to show, Texas Chainsaw Massacre was showing people at their worst, people just degenerating into savagery and viciousness and meanness at this, just degenerating to the lowest level, whereas Alien was trying to show not just fear, but they were trying to show panic as well. And I mean, Texas Chainsaw Massacre does to some. Alien really captures that sense of panic when the captain's dead in Alien. And they realize that, wait a minute, this is our best guy. He's supposed to save the day. He's the captain. And it's like, oh man, we are in serious trouble. They realize that they probably aren't going to get out of this alive. And you see that in the characters where they're just screaming at each other in a state of panic and they don't know what the hell to do.
Yeah, and that was their reality. And I think that then segues into the next question. It's about reality bites. Now, you said that is it's an example of a good film, but not a great one. Reality bites.
Yeah. Well, the thing is Reality Bites is a drama, but it's not a great drama. But it, as a drama for what it is, a personal little story about what these characters go through. It works for what it is. It's not trying to be a drama, and it nails it. And the difference between drama and great drama is that great drama is written along the premise of theme, whereas drama is a story about you have a hero who has some faults, or a couple characters who have some faults, and they learn to overcome those faults. Usually they're hurting other people around them, and they learn to stop doing that and be better people. In Reality Bites, it's a story of these kids getting out into the world, to make jobs and make lives for themselves, and they have trouble, just paying the bills. And they realize that, this fantasy world that they saw on TV growing up with wasn't going to be their situation. Now they have to make the best of the choices that they have to make. And it's interesting because Winona Ryder's character in there, she has to choose between being with a man that she loves or being with the man she can make her safe economically. Chooses love over security. Now, that's a real issue. And this is an issue that a lot of people have to face in their lives, particularly women, who usually move up and advance in the world through marriage. But, I mean, that's changing more in our society now, but there's still some truth to that. So she chooses to be with the man she loves instead of being with the man who will move her up economically.